put a post on about 10 days or so ago, I think it was, possibly 2 weeks ago, about Romania and about the fact that Georgescu, who was the candidate that had been running to become president, had been arrested. And the quick background on that is that some months ago they held an election in Romania. I say months, it was probably 6 or 8 weeks ago. Held an election in Romania, and Georgescu, who is a populist candidate, who is alleged to be far right, alleged to be a pal of Putin's, etc., won the first round of voting. And then the standing government basically said that it had been done on the basis of interference in the election from Russia, and so therefore they cancelled the second round of voting and effectively prevented him from becoming the leader of the country. And then all of a sudden, a week, 10 days or so ago, they, out of the blue, arrested him and held him on loads of pretty much trumped up charges to keep him in prison and make sure that he can't stand for election again, although I think he may have been released on bail now, but essentially he can't stand for election again. Now, the Romanian government have gone one step further. So as of next week, I believe it is, they're bringing in a law which says that they can fine people, or fine organisations or people, between 10,000 and 20,000 euros for posting anything that they consider to be disinformation or misinformation or conspiracy theory, and can close down online content providers that publish that material. So essentially, anyone that supports Georgescu, anyone that wants to post any information about his arrest, about the background to that, can either themselves be arrested or can be fined between 10 and 20,000 euros, which in Romania is a huge amount of money. It's total totalitarianism. It's dictatorship. It's an absolute clampdown on free speech, and it's an attempt to stop the popular uprising. If you've seen what's been going on in Romania, there was a protest organised about this man's arrest a few days after his arrest, and about 500,000 people turned up on the streets. He's hugely popular. This is a total Big Brother style clampdown, and it's backed fully by the EU, backed fully by the World Economic Forum and people like that, because they can't have populist governments, they can't have nationalist governments, they can't have governments that won't toe the line and won't do as they're told. And so they're finding ways to just stop them getting elected. Le Pen in France looks like she's got a very good chance of beating Macron next time round. I think it's 2027, the election there. Looks like she's got a very good chance of beating him. And all of a sudden she's got legal charges brought against her. The guy out in Brazil, Bolsonaro, looked like he'd have a very good chance of coming back and winning the next election again in Brazil. All of a sudden he's been banned from standing in the election. Trump, in the run-up to the last election, loads of charges appeared out of nowhere, some of which may well have been true, but a lot were completely concocted charges. They're using the legal system, they're using the law, they're using censorship, and they're using a clampdown on free speech to hinder the democratic process, let's just put it that way. So, if you're in Romania, let me know what you think about the fact that as of next week, you've got to be very careful what you say online, you've got to be very careful what you publish, and potentially can be in line for huge fines if you say the wrong thing.